Today we're going to be covering Holiday Outis. It is nowhere near winter, but let's get into it. This E.G.O is a He level. It has an attack with a 3, blunt damage, and has a roll of 20 with a positive 11 coin. That's good. On hit, you trigger a turn burst. After attack, apply 1 damage up for the affinity with the highest resonance. So, it could be Sloth, it could be Sloth damage up, could be Wrath damage up. On the allies, 4 allies with at least SP. Now after attack, you heal those allies as well for 20 SP. That is not bad. That's actually pretty good source of SP healing. 4 allies heal 20 SP. That is not half bad. That's 80 SP being healed in total. But passive with this E.G.O, Fair Presence. When applying a positive effect with a coin to an ally, you can randomly affect an enemy with either Burn, Bleed, Tremor, Rupture, or Sinking Potency. Now, this could be really good. You could get, like, if you're already stacking something, you could get like 5 extra potency. But it could also be really bad. You get 1 potency of all of these. So, could be good, could be bad. It's interesting. It's a way to inflict Rupture without having to hit the enemy, so that's good, I guess. Other than that, though, this passive is pretty mediocre. The cost of this E.G.O is 25 sanity and a whopping, holy smokes, 2 Lust, 1 Sloth, 3 Pride, and 2 Envy. That is like, oh my goodness, that's a pretty decent amount. I mean, I would definitely spend it because this E.G.O is pretty good, looks pretty good, is pretty decent. Resistances are really decent, ineffective to Wrath, endured to Gluttony, fatal to Gloom, and fatal to Envy. Right? It's not the best, but it's definitely decent. We're talking about decent, so let's move on to the Corrosion, rolling a whopping 5 attack weights with a blunt damage and a 34 with a negative 15 roll. A negative roll on a heat corrosion. That is really good. So after attack, this unit loses 10% of its HP. Yikes. The target loses 10 SP. That could be really good if you're in a human battle, right? It could be really good. On hit, you trigger turn burst. On hit, you inflict 2 fragility for the affinity with the highest resonance count. Right, this could be 2 fragility to Lust, Sloth, Wrath, yada yada. You get the point. Tails hit, you gain, after attack, you gain 1 damage up to the affinity of the highest resonance count. You could get less resonance, you could get, yeah, you get the gist by now. This E.G.O is mainly about affinities and making your affinities stronger, which is an interesting ability. It likes to buff its allies, which I gotta say, I like that. I like that a lot. And yeah, a pretty good corrosion. Now, if we're talking about good, we gotta talk about the drip. Oh my goodness, this drip does not disappoint. I love the Awakening, the Christmas, the ugly sweaters, the bag. It's lovely. And on the top of that, you get the corrosion, the balloons. It's just a wacky corrosion, to be honest, but I do like it a lot. So that's gonna be like a 10 on the corrosion. The strength of this E.G.O is pretty good. It buffs its allies. It could inflict like any effect really with its passive. It bursts tremor. It has decent attack weight. It has pretty decent roll, right? That's a pretty good whopping like 7 or let's say 8, just because it buffs its allies as well. I really like this E.G.O, so I'm gonna put that at an 8. Is it useful? Yes. It's pretty much better, if not almost as good as Fluid Sac for healing your SP. So, well, it doesn't heal everybody, but it heals most people for a lot. So, is it useful? Yes. So, let's put it at an 8 for usefulness as well. It's pretty good E.G.O. Well, that's about it for this E.G.O. But, I gotta say, I really like this E.G.O. And I'm really just upset that it gets overshadowed by the other He E.G.O that Outis has access to. But, until then, I gotta say, have a good one.